We're at this point. We said we met 14 years ago. It didn't stop there, so how do we end up getting married?
Am I being interviewed?
Maybe you saw me now. Were you not the one that proposed? Were you not the one? Are you not the one?
Okay, I saw her.
So you tell us how the relationship started
Okay,
and when.
I saw her with a pure mind. I deal with
You
people
don't
with
need
a
to tell
pure
people.
mind.
Don't
I
do
must emphasize it.
yeah.
And now,
Okay.
like I said, I have many disciples then.
Okay.
And then we used to hear different stories that touched their heart. One brother broke my heart. It was so I don't want drama. So I literally told every of my female disciples that I don't have anything to do with them. I'm just
You said that well,
I'm just
yeah,
purely intentional about their
I
lives.
couldn't
But
remember.
you see this woman here, she used to do like NEPA lights. Then she would go off and on, go off and on. Someone that I called, I said, come here. And this was on phone. It was on phone that day. I told her, see, I don't want you to think maybe this brother is thinking of.
That was because I used to do like NEPA lights and you're always pursuing me around.
I was always pursuing.
Okay.
And then it's as if she's trying to play out together. What? I just care about your life. I wanted to do fine. I wanted to serve God. I wanted to love God. So if
This
there's
is
any
funny. I don't
iota
know why I
of the
find it
thought,
funny.
just bury it.
Okay.
We are here to shape your life.
The shaper. The shaper.
So after we left school, we should have left school. I left school before her because said I was a senior. So I left school before her. So and then she was serving in some I think we don't need to go into that. So we left school, distance. By the time I went to their town, I kind of called her and said, this lady is from this town now. Erua to be precise. I was in scripture, then. And then we were having a camp there. So I called her to come and see. We were even in town, I think Lalate or so. So that's like a town after Erua. To come and see me. She said she would come, but eventually she didn't show up. So we cut off communication again. Until one day she called me, I was in Ibadan, and she said she was also in Ibadan. I said, what? So come and see me. My long time disciple. So no, see, there's something about her. She she loves God. She loves God. She made me to realize that when you pursue after a disciple and the disciple is not available, just going off and you try every effort to pull them and they are not cooperating. Just leave them. But you see someone that is thirsty, hungry. No, when she's hungry. That kind of person, when you invest in such a person, you will reap, you will see immediate results. In fact, lasting one. So she came to see me out of her desire and then she explained some things to me. There's been some time, so she wanted to discuss some things with me. That was how we reconnected. And by then, Stardust was already coming up. That was in 2014. Not as Stardust, but I've been having disciples who have been complaining of distance. So our call was just orchestrated by God. And then there was an ongoing plan to bring all my disciples together to serve God so that we can bridge the communication gap. That was the issue. So she came in at that time. So it was a setup by God, not by you.
You mean
So okay, should I continue?
Mm.
So okay, blah 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 blah. Fast forward, we started meeting on the umbrella of Saddle, so that enabled us to meet more, to see more,
like
and then
with other
yeah,
disciples now.
with others. So we have meetings, we have leaders meeting, and then those that have been with me for a long time were the one that were part of the executive. So like we didn't even call it executive, that was like a committee to plan the retreat we used to hold. So she was there, she was the treasurer, and they were together with some other people. Well, I think maybe the first time she came to see me, or a time after that, the Lord told me that is your wife.
Hmm?
The Lord told me. People have heard, so if you didn't hear,
Because
so
you didn't tell me this before.
I told you. So the Lord told me that that is a wife. It wasn't the first meeting. It wasn't the first. Maybe second or third meeting or so. Maybe even no. No, I don't want to brag. So
Oh,
God told me that
okay,
that's your wife.
okay.
And then personally, since that campus days, I've made up my mind that I was not going to marry my disciple. So that gave me the open mind to relate with everybody and to keep telling them that I didn't see any of you in the picture. I've even told those that were meeting together at that time at one point or the other. So God now saying that was like God trying to reset my mind. God had to convince me that I knows the best for my life. So when God told me that, of course, I didn't. There is nothing that would discourage me from going to relationship with her, except for the fact that I don't want to marry my disciple, and that's taken out of the way. God has taken that mindset out of the way. I appreciated the fact that God was pointing out to me, and but I wasn't ready. I don't think I was ready in the sense that my major concern was uh my major concern was that
Talk.
we had sisters also in the committee and all of that.
So your major
uh
concern was how will others take it?
Yeah, how will others take it? One of them being my wife.
Okay.
That's one. At the same time, I didn't want to lose her, so I had to draw her closer among others.
Okay.
So
So was that when?
share my
Was that
mind
why
with
you
her.
told me you wanted me to be your confidant?
So I share my mind with her.
Answer
We
now.
rub minds, we talk. You
Was
know,
that why you asked me to be your confidant?
a long time. I don't remember the details.
Ah, okay.
Everything is lumped
But you
together.
did. But you did ask me
Actually, that
to be
was
your
why.
confidant.
Actually, that
And
was
those times I didn't even
actually that
see you.
was why.
But those times, those times I'm asking because those times the whole thing was still very platonic. I didn't see any signal.
Of
I didn't
course,
see any. I didn't see you. You just told me. I remember you telling me that okay, you have disciples, and every one of us would just like everybody just want to talk to you. They want to tell you
and I
their
was even
troubles,
one I could
and
share my mind
yes,
with,
that
my pains with,
you want
and all
to
of that.
talk to me, want someone that will listen to you, and that you also have burdens and all of that. And we we began talking. You tell me stuffs. You asked me to advise you.
Yes,
Remember?
told you
Mhm.
stuff.
So you asked me for advice. You you know. We thank God.
uh,
And so, how did you eventually now decided that you're gonna talk?
okay, I said we went to NC, so she get an admission to start for a degree in IDM College of Education. I was running a program in U at that time.
Have you
Yeah,
started?
I've started.
Mm-hmm.
So after my own program, and then she was at the she was to go to the there was a strike that kept her back. That was the period of that strike that we met. So she was to go to school, and then I began to feel I may lose this lady.
Yeah, it may fine girl.
So I
If you're talking about fine girl,
yes,
Jewo.
it used to be fine, but not as fine as this.
Ah, it used to.
Not
Shebi
as
somebody will be
beautiful
growing in beauty,
as
me. But it was
no
beautiful because I remember
beauty,
your friends
beauty.
claiming that you came for me because I was beautiful.
Then somebody confession time. Somebody um somebody among my friends was beginning to feel like this sister she's good, she's sensible, she's mature among your disciples, and then all of my disciples are good and great, but it kind of have this Uh, um, he was speaking so much about her. Spoke of others, of course, but I think that brother was beginning to feel something. So before it will become too fighting. No, I believe he said the things he said
Okay. So
because he was having some.
in my the feelings might keep growing.
Yes,
It might just even be it might actually be talking out of okay. It might just be a kind of just notice me, but might eventually
I don't
lead
care.
to
I don't care.
you sure I don't
I
want
only
you
want
sure
to
I don't
marry
want
one
trouble.
person. And I only want to get engaged to one person.
I don't want
So
to
I
start
don't want to
dragging.
play chances. So
Okay.
that was when she has actually gone to school, and I kept thinking about her.
Hmm.
So I called her.
But before I left for school, you I remember you telling me to pray about the thing. Like you didn't tell me, you just told me. You
About
so because
relationship.
when yes, you said I should pray about it because when you told
Yes.
me, what I was thinking is, oh, I actually thought if any of your friends is actually showing interest,
Okay.
I thought that is why you asked me to pray about it. So continue.
So she went to school and I had to make some other findings. Um Also luckily for me, she went to school with another daughter of mine, very good daughter of mine, which is a very good daughter of mine
Mm,
till now. She's married now with children as well. So I met she's actually my first disciple. So I
mm,
met her also in Spade. So they were friends in Spade, and then got an admission together. They were roommates in their new school. So I
mm.
asked her to help me get some information like genotype and all of that. And then after I finished making the findings, prayer, settling, and all of that, so I invited her again over as under the office of spiritual father.
Hmm.
And I used my office again.
You see my life.
What
You see what we go through.
we'll go through.
Women.
So I used my office to invite her, and then the rest is same story.
Okay. Say it now.
Next episode.
So
You,
I won't be
Babala said up.
repeating what he has said. He invited me to come over that okay, come to Badon and I did. I came. We went to this place, UI
Yeah,
garden. Went to is it garden or
it's,
zoo now? Which I went to UI. It was the zoo that we
I
went to.
remember. I know.
And we just stroll like look around blah blah blah. That was actually like a date because how I we were just moving about in the zoo looking at catching fun, and after he didn't even see anything. He didn't see anything. We left,
Of course.
and when we got back home it was time for me to now leave. That was when he now said, he now brought out the Bible. I remember.
White
I'm
Bible.
just. You now brought out white Bible where you put
The
your.
Bible should still be in this house.
Yeah, I think it was Bukola that took it at one time like that, but it should be in your office. It should be in your office. Yes,
Yes,
it was a
yes.
white one, and at the first page of the Bible, he wrote some things, and the things
I
he
wrote
wrote.
a poem. I'm a poet too.
Okay, he wrote a poem, and he read the poem.
Yeah.
Love. I shall know that. I remember one word there. God's love balls together. What is that in that?
Whatever, whatever. You know.
You shall wrote.
I wrote a poem.
Okay, a love poem to be precise. So that was in the poem. He was
I wrote Song of
confessing
Solomon.
his love. The poem was to
It was
confess
my
his
poem
love to
actually,
me.
composed by me.
Yes, it was October 14th.
You're good with
Yeah,
figures,
I
you're
remember
good
now.
with dates.
You date it. You dated it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was October 14th. That was 2014.
Wow.
Yes, that was
I didn't
2014.
remember.
And we came back together when I called you that you asked me to come around. That I said I'm also in Ibadan. That you asked me to come around. I think it was May. It was the ending of May. So in October, that's how many months later? Is that not three?
July,
July, August,
August,
September, October. That's
five
5 months. Well, even know. That's 5 months after. So he proposed. He gave me the Bible passage, and after the whole thing, he said, uh, this is how I want to. He did a summary of what his journey is going to look like. That he wants to be a pastor, teach the word of God, blah blah blah. In summary, I shall know that he kind of tell me that this is where I am going, and I want you to be in the future,
Go on.
and I want you to be in that future with me. I want us to journey together. I want us to run the race together. And he said all those. And when he did, I was not. He doesn't. I didn't see him proposing, but at the same time, it doesn't feel strange. Maybe maybe because we've been friends. We talk a lot. We talk a lot. Meanwhile, all those times there was nothing like all the stuff of there will be. He was talking about disciple, where he the disciple, where he clearly states that he doesn't want to have anything to do with us until God now they said, okay, this is your wife, and that. So there was nothing like all this nonsense that we hear every here and there now. There was nothing like that actually. There was nothing as even as casual as, oh, how are you today? There was nothing like that. It was just something platonic, like we just talk on majorly on phone. Then most times that we come together is always around others. We come together. We began to meet one on one when after we've started the courtship. We've decided that okay, we are in this together. I've said yes. Now, one thing I actually used to talk about in passing sometimes when I minister is the fact that I said yesterday he proposed. And you might be wondering, I don't want you to be confused. You may be wondering, but you said you didn't see it coming. Yes, I didn't see it coming. But this is, let me just, I trust God to help your understanding. We were close, we were friends, and I told you that there was a time he was saying I wanted to be my confidant, like he tell me almost everything, take advice from me, and and I was also the treasurer of the the ministry. So we also talk about money, we talk about different things. We were so close, and I'm not this kind of person that keep friends. Even those that I have, we don't have this. I don't used to be very, we don't used to be very open to each other. Like we talk. No, we talk. And when he said I should pray about relationship, he has told me that even before I go back to school, because those times there was strike. That was why we were able to connect. He told me to pray about relationship. I did pray, but I didn't see him. I didn't see him actually. One of the revelations I saw then was why I said I didn't see him was because it was not as if I saw his face like that. Okay, I think did I?
No, you said you didn't see me. You said you saw.
I saw
She didn't
something.
see me. She
I
saw
saw a
something.
picture.
But
Yes,
until I
I saw a
proposed,
picture.
that was when she was able
Now
to connect the
I'm able
dots.
to know. Yes, I saw a picture like somebody wearing just boxers and singlets. So I saw a body full of hair. That was what I saw. And there was no way I could have seen that because there was not these people they were it was not it's unlike the brothers. I'm not trying to attack anybody now, but we see and hear things every day. We see and hear things every day. Unlike these brothers that we have now that does not have there's no boundary, there's nothing, they just live their life carelessly. There's no way I could have said that. I can even remember that those times after wearing your shirt, you will wear round neck that will be covering hair. And you later told me that you do that because of the hair. So it's hairy, he has hair on his body, and I didn't know. I didn't get to see it. Even while we were on campus, if then they don't used to come around like let's go and see that sister like you people do now that you just enter one sister's bedroom and be sitting there. Even when they come, they will come in two or in three and they are not going to sit down. they will stand by the door. If they leave the door, probably people want to pass. They are not sitting down. It was that strict, it was that serious. So there is no way I could it could have been, it wasn't relating with us carelessly that I just have to walk around the house naked. I would have, no, 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 no. I didn't have the chance to. But the day he proposed, the hair was so much that it comes out. It's here now, it's here.
Oh, show
If I
people
don't
my
see
hair.
it, now shebi this place, the hair is here now. So I noticed it. Then I asked, "You have hair on your body?" And he said, "Yes." Okay. So I could quickly connect. So I've seen other things too. I didn't see his face, but I saw that vision I saw, and that vision I saw was it was not something that came by chance, like I just saw something. No. And I was very, like he said, I love God. I love God. Yes, I love God. I was very keen into everything, anything that will make me know God the more is what I want. I so much want to do the things of God. I want to. So you see all this. In fact, as soon as we reconnected, he showed me the way, like impacted me. I was able to prophesy. I can see vision, every I was manifesting every spiritual gift, and that is how he handled every one of us. That is how it was actually. So I know God. I know these things, and I knew how it works. So I know that it wasn't something that I'm just saying. It was not a thing of chance. Moreover, it happens to be my spiritual father. I don't have any other person in my life that I could talk to about it, that can even guide me. Yes, there was no one. So I was left with my God to decide. But one thing happens, I saw the hair, because that time, more than any other time, we were closed. I mean, we were sitting close to each other more than any other time. He said, "I want to talk to you." And we were close to. I noticed the hair. I asked. He said yes. So I was able to quickly connect that. Okay, so how God can show me that something that's mysterious, you know,
That deep.
that's deep. Yes, it was because I didn't get to know you.
That's personal.
Yes, until that time. So I now realized that, wow. So and that's on that spot, I was able to also connect every other things I've seen with that one revelation, with that single revelation. So I was able to connect them, and at that time, my spirit, the Holy Spirit in me, agrees that he is the one for me. So I said, "You should excuse me." I went out. You followed me.
Did I?
Yes, I think you came after I left for a while, and you came around to talk more, like, I don't know if
Okay.
it was meant to be a persuasion, but immediately before I even went out, you see, the went in out, the going out was actually a drama.
I actually told her
The going out was a
I
drama.
wanted my answer right there.
I could have said no.
So I thought I wanted my answer right there. She said, "Yeah." I said, I know the things God has told you. I know the things God told me. So,
Okay, so I went out, and he came around and said, like, more or less like persuading me, like,
yeah,
give it now.
we know already that God is saying yes.
Give it now. So,
Now we have, thank God for structures where it exists, and then structures keep away from a lot of errors. There are
yes.
several people who went through the structurally that structure where they belong, whether church or fellowship, and they ended up marrying each other, saying yes to each other. There are also people whose structure filter their conviction, and then they head up together
Yeah.
because of the blessings of the structure. There are several deception that has been
Mm,
exposed because of the structure. So
yes.
if we add a structure,
There was none, and there was no one.
I was a president of
You are the
Shadows.
chairman of yourself.
I'm our spiritual father,
Yeah.
and then I made my consultations anyway. And then I had made consultations. I had to go ahead, and then I proposed to her, and there was nobody she would have gone to if she still proposed from someone else than to
Yes,
me.
yes,
So,
there was no one. There
and
was no one.
that's why I told her I wanted my answer. And
Okay. So then I came back
she did me
in.
the favor of not of not receiving the Holy Spirit.
So my spirit, like I was saying, my spirit agrees at that moment. I know this is it, and I, I, I came back and I said I asked few questions. Like I can't remember, but I know I asked few questions, and the question I was able to get a satisfactory answers. Then I said, okay, no problem. Yes, and right there we prayed. He prayed, like, and
We prayed.
that was it. So I
We entered
carried my.
revival.
We didn't enter revival. We just said we just commit the whole thing that as we are starting this relationship, oh, we just commit the whole thing into the hands
You didn't
of God.
speak in tongues.
That's spoken. I beg. Did you speak in tongues when you were proposing? And
Uh,
that reminds me, oh, I
Memory
just
is
said
good.
I just I just said I should talk about this now. Any of you that put your sister to be go and fast for 7 days. It's nonsense. So, sometimes you can actually propose to someone, that is after you proposed that they will go to pray. You don't have to sentence them into go and fast, go and pray because you want to propose them. The day you propose again, you put them into fasting. They should fast before they come, and all those stuff. So you don't have to be very spiritual about it. The whole spiritual thing, where the spiritual whatever is needed, is you praying. You prayed, you have asked God, then talk to them about it. The whole thing, while you were proposing, I think what is actually needed is to tell them, okay, the Lord has spoke to me about you. After that, you make them understand that the Lord spoke and they were not also blind. They open their eyes and they see you, they behold you, they love you. So at some point there must be the place of, oh, the Lord spoke to me. There must be the place of, and I love you.
Admire.
I love what God is giving to me. If you didn't love what God is giving to you, please settle it with God first. Before you don't go to a lady to propose, you embarrass them in the name of is God that spoke to me. Settle whatever you have with God. Then after that, you can go further into letting them know that you have a future and you see them in that future. And that was actually where I teach this message. When I teach this particular concept, that was where it was from him. I draw that concept because that was what he did, and it was actually the right and the perfect thing to do. You tell someone, the Lord spoke to me about you. Briefly, you don't have to be telling them all the visions. It wasn't telling me the visions of, no, no, no. Very brief. The Lord spoke to me about you. You communicate whatever you want to say to them in few words. Then after that, okay, and I love you. I want you because God spoke to me and I want you. There must be a place of acceptance. And we have a future together. It's very beautiful. It was from his concept I drew that from.
Yeah, it's all my signature.